Man, what a God. Greater than our greatest need. Chapter 1, Part 2. For centuries before the time of Copernicus, men had believed in the limited and disorderly hypothesis of the ancient astronomer Claudius Ptolemy, with its progressions and retrogressions and individual planetary epicycles. Copernicus demonstrated our solar system to be far more orderly than Ptolemy had thought probable, and in the process provided better proof that even of the existence of a master intelligence at the control of things. Whatever conclusions philosophers today may derive from it, his theory of a sun centered solar system did not cause Copernicus himself to give up his faith in God. He died a Christian, a firm believer in a living God. So also died Isaac Newton, whose name is often recited in proof of the disappearance of the deity. God, many people say today, was invented in ancient times to fill the gaps in men's knowledge of the universe. Now that science has filled most of these gaps with well established theories like Newton's law of gravity, we don't need God anymore. Newton never understood his work to be a graveyard for the deity. His epic making discoveries in mathematics and astronomy have earned him praise, even from Albert Einstein, as the shining spirit, the marvelous intensive genius. But Newton gave the glory of his achievements to God and crowned his years with nearly 400,000 handwritten words on the prophecy of the Bible and on his hope in the second coming of Christ. This original handwritten manuscript is housed in the library of the university where I teach. Though I am interested in heavenly bodies, microscopic things have always fascinated me far more. In my college days, a single-celled paramecium, with its complement of minuscule organelles, so analogous to human organs, was my favorite little animal. Recently, the T4 bacteriophage virus was taking its place in my interest. This intriguing little creature that destroys bacteria in our intestines, bacteriophage means bacterium eater, is so precisely architectured that most people cannot believe their eyes when they first see a picture of one. I couldn't believe mine. The pictures taken with an electron microscope reveal intricate functional details. Unbelievable as it is in appearance, with its isohedral head, its end plates, cores, collars, sheaths, and leg-like fibers, the behavior of the T4 when it confronts a bacterium is even more incredible. Its leg-like fibers swing back to allow its end plate to contact the skin of the very much larger bacterial cell. Its spring-like sheath snaps closed, driving its ribbon of DNA down into the heart of the bacterium's protoplasm. Genes in the DNA ribbon force amino acids in the host cell to recognize themselves. Within 15 minutes, 200 isohedral heads have taken shape at intervals along the DNA ribbon. Then 200 collars, 200 cores, 200 sheaths, 200 end plates, and 200 sets of leg-like fibers. In less than half an hour, the bacterium is dead and its place stand 200 new T4 viruses, fully assembled and ready to start the cycle over again in 200 other bacterial cells. This process, incidentally, is taking place in your own body at this very moment. Since the time you began reading this chapter, you have helped to produce countless millions of these amazing viruses. To say that the T4 virus just happened is like saying that the electronic chips, the microcircuits, complete with diodes, capacitors, and transistors with their wide range of application, from hearing aids to spaceships, just happened. If it took brains to develop the electronic chip, then there is intelligence behind the development of the T4 virus. And what a God this suggests, as a much master of the infinitesimally small as it is and infinitely large. Complex and wonderful as viruses are, the human body is, of course, much more so. The body of an adult human male contains on the average 60,000 billion cells. Think of it. Counting on top speed for 12 hours a day, allowing barely enough time to catch your breath, you could scarcely count a billion in 30 years. Merely enumerate the cells in one's body would require 20,000 lifetimes. And what about the individual cells? On the average, each cell contains 200,000 billion molecules. And these molecules, in their turn, may contain up to 30,000 atoms each. There are thousands of different kinds of molecules in each body cell. In each minute of this life, a person produces thousands and thousands of them in each of his 60,000 billion cells. A pretty young co-ed may be earning an F in general chemistry and at the same time be synthesizing in her body thousands of compounds, the exact structure of which are unknown even to the most brilliant scientist. And what about the atoms that make up these molecules? In the days of ancient Greece, Democritus said that atoms were simple, solid bodies. About 40 years ago, everyone knew this was wrong. Atoms themselves were seen to be complex units composed of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Today, scientists claim to have identified some 30 or so additional elementary particles smaller than atoms, mu mesons, anti-lambda particles, and anti-Z0 particles, and many more. Perhaps the most mysterious elementary particle are the neutrino and its antimatter counterpart, the antineutrino. Neutrinos pour into the universe from the heart of the sun at such a rate that over 100 billion of them pass through the thick of your thumb every second. Nothing stops them. At night, when the sun is shining on the opposite side of the world, they stream in undiminished numbers through the 8,000-mile thickness of the earth and out into the space at the speed of light. In the course of a lifetime, there pass through a person's body a number of neutrinos represented by a 10 with 23 zeros after it. Yet only one is likely to interact with it and stay by. What a universe we live in. Neutrinos at one end of the scale of things and trillion island galaxies at the other. What a master intelligence must lie behind it all. A loving intelligence concerned with the very small, a powerful intelligence also to accomplish whatever he desires. The Bible calls this intelligent being God and portrays him not cold and heartless, but as truly a person as any human scientist. Jesus taught us that to call him Father and to address him in prayer as our Heavenly Father. See Matthew 6:9-13. Jesus invited us to believe that God is attentive in our needs and knows that all there is to know about us and loves us just the same. The God of the Bible is a being of infinite power who created the universe effortlessly. He spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood forth. Psalms 33:9. Yet he is also a being of infinite kindness and gracious compassion. The Father himself, Jesus said, loves you, John 16:27. Indeed, the Bible invites you to throw the whole weight of your anxieties upon him, for you are his personal concern. 1 Peter 5:7. No problem is too small to bring to the God of the neutrinos, nor too large to bring to the God of the island galaxies. Man, what a God!